You go.
Happy Sunday.
Sunday.
Hey, ladies. Hey,
Again.
Experience fam, welcome. Hey.
Hey.
How
Hey,
you
hey,
guys
hey.
doing? God, it's been what, 3 weeks since we've seen each other?
Mhm.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, we had a whole lot going on this month, so
We did. And then we skipped a Sunday because it was Father's Day.
correct.
Shout out to all the
Belated,
fathers.
I
Shout
was
out to
say
the
belated
fathers.
shout out to all the fathers. We appreciate all that you do and how you hold it down for our community. So, hey, we are missing Shantae. So, Shantae,
Pleasure plug. Where you at, girl?
where you at? Let me do the Queen's thing. Skill. Where
Ooh,
you at,
ooh.
Shantae? Where you at? But yeah, so we're here on Sunday, and our topic today is expectations. And I know on our Wednesday episode, we talked about if women's expectations are realistic. Well, today, we're going to be talking about the overall expectations we have for dating, for relationships, and all the wonderful things that others may say are unrealistic. You know, it is what it is. It's going to be what's going to be. So I just want to start off like this. We're gonna start off with Royal because I know Lynn got some stuff to say. So,
Oh man, don't do that. Don't do
well,
that.
between the three of us, Royal's the one that's married, so hers is gonna be nice and super
Is
educated. You know, laid to the side like her head at
it?
So, Royal, what are your expectations, or what do you when you were dating? Because we know you've been married almost 20 years. What were your expectations when you were dating?
My expectation was um, to be a protector and a provider.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the time I was a single parent.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, my other expectation had to do with respect, um, good communication, and trustworthiness.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, that's it. Like I didn't have a plethora of of expectations per se. Because for what?
For what? I don't know. I mean, some people just have a standard that they put before they get out there and they start dating. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Miscommunication. What do you
Yes.
have? Do you have expectations?
I was saying earlier, I don't like the word expectations as much as I like these are the things that my non-negotiables. Maybe that could be a better way of saying it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to negotiate with respect. I don't want to negotiate with trustworthiness. I don't want to negotiate with, you know, a person who wants to be with me and not with everybody else on the planet. I don't think that's asking for too much. Again, it depends on who the person is. I know we said that earlier. It's like it depends on who the person is and if that person wants to be that for you. And then also, it's also that whole like like I was saying to you ladies, I have a list. I wrote a list. I wrote this list years ago. I dug it out of the thing. It's a long list. It's not, but none of the things that I have on the list are things that are unrealistic. I feel as though as a person, I would like you to have good character. I would like you to be respectful and responsible. I would like you to be a ride or die. Like I don't think these things are so hard to requesting. I don't think I'm at for you to be thoughtful and compassionate. That's not something that I'm asking. I'm not asking you to jump out the window. But then again, like I said, it's all about the qualifications. Like we got to start, like as a lady, there's a thing called qualifications.
I agree.
And I feel as though, just like you apply, like I said, like applying for a job, there needs to be some sort of standard things that need to be met.
Okay. Well, I'm going to answer the question and then I'm going to share the audio of Kim Kardashian talking about what her expectations are. So I guess the answer for me is I agree a little bit that the word expectation just takes you to another place. I think there is a standard for you to qualify, right? Before you get there. And the reason why I'm saying that is a lot of times we make this list of expectations based on how we feel in the moment, what we think we want, our lifestyle, and those things change. They change so much. I expect you to do basic, like have a moral compass, things like that. But I don't think if that's expectation, that's like a requirement to even be considered. Does that make sense?
Yes, a qualification.
All right. Yes. I'm like, wait, I don't want to sound bougie about
That's not bougie though. That's the whole point. Because you know what? That's the point. The point is like, it's like, Pearl, it's like, yo, when some people don't understand, like, you don't gotta be, for you to say qualification, that's there's nothing wrong with saying something like that.
Yeah. Why are you smiling like that? Right?
Am I lying or am I bugging? Like, I'm trying to figure out. Like,
let's just play this. Let's play this, and let me figure out what royal subtitles are to her face.
Play it. Play it.
Protect me. Number 2, fight for me. Number 3, good hygiene. I mean, that's like a given. I think I should even take that off. Number 4, calm. 5, no mom or dad issues. 6, patient. 7, supportive. Genuinely happy for me. Successful. Good teeth. Teeth are like one of my biggest turn-ons. The straighter, the hornier I'll get. Just kidding. But not kidding. Spontaneous, fun. My friends and family love him. Someone that can be a role model for my kids, especially that my boys can look up to. No heavy baggage, I have enough. Taller than me, someone that loves to work out, a motivated person, an independent person that's not clingy, and someone with good taste. No balding. But then I don't know, if I'm also in love, like, I'll rub your bald head. You know what I mean? But we're just talking about like our perfection list. Smart, kind, great manners, into self-care. I want to love their scent, even in the gym. Let's get facials together. Can read a room. Let's do lasers. Has their own shit going on. Also adaptable. I love hair. Respect to others, especially when no one's watching. Let's do ice baths together. Teeth, good teeth. Are you willing to help someone? Listen, if I would help someone get veneers, if that's what you're asking.
What do you think? Nobody want to say what they think.
Better yet, what do you think? How about that? What do you think?
I think she got money, so she
right.
I think she got money, and so she can make those requests. But do I see that in the people that she says that she's dating for the world? No.
But the funny thing about it is that a man is, again, is if a man had a list, the way I have a list.
Are you laughing, Royal?
And run it down the way I just ran it down, the way she ran it down, would there be a problem?
You don't have enough money to run down the list the way she did.
Well, no, I mean, listen, my list was longer than hers.
Oh,
my list was longer, but the funny thing about it is that my list also wasn't something that was superficial. My list was very,
Can
very.
we hear this list, please?
Yes, that's what I was like. Just start the list.
Oh,
entertain me. I'm here.
All right, entertainment. Let's go, y'all. All right.
Miscommunications list for men, right? It's for men.
So this was 8 again. Let me just say this was 8 years ago. So let's just go there, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
So he has to be ambitious, has a hustler spirit, confident but humble, kind, intelligent, stylish, respectful, passionate, strong, strength of character, trustworthy, faithful, spiritual, has to have a good sense of humor and be witty, spontaneous, street smart. That's very important. The street smart, I think I underlined that. He has to be have to have good relationship with friends and family. Generous, a good communicator, honest, affectionate, openly and otherwise. a man's man, fiscally responsible, able to laugh at himself, doesn't take himself too seriously, mature, realistic, able to socialize in any environment. I want a man I can take to the whorehouse and the White House. Willing to try new things and go new places, slow to anger, able to balance out my personality, have a competitive spirit, romantic and thoughtful. That's just the traits and qualities, right?
That's everything on for that.
Then there was on myself on the back of it, yeah, because it was a long. I told you, it was a long
Stop, like, wait.
It was a long list. So then I said, okay, I would like a man who was 5'9" or taller. That's just my
You
personal
like tall men. You
physical
win. Yeah,
preference, right?
You get that.
I wanted a guy that was at least 190 pounds because I'm a big girl, and you got to be at least 190 to ride this ride. I do not want that's the you go on a roller coaster and you got to be at least, because if I hurt you, I don't want to be responsible for hurting somebody's child. Okay. I like a man who is in the brown skin persuasion. I like those.
She like the darker the berry.
I like those men, them brown men. Oof, boy. Okay. I want him to have a nice smile. He ain't gotta have perfect teeth, but you know that thing. Even when a man, a man who gives that smile and it's like, oh yeah, there it is, right there. That thing. Ooh.
She said, ooh.
Oh yeah. I don't know, something about kindness in the eyes. You know what I mean? Like a man who has kind eyes. Strong back.
Literally strong back.
Like strong back, like a real strong back. Like because strong back.
You want to jump on his back.
I don't want to hurt nobody. And I like him to smell really nice.
Smell good. Men that smell good are
smell good. Oh,
top tier.
Smell good. You ever have a man walk past you? He smell good. You're like, oh, okay.
Snatch your whole soul.
That's it. Catch your whole spirit. Now, this might sound like a lot. I don't find it to be a lot.
I'm just trying to listen.
All right.
To you.
That's not, none of those things are. And the funny thing
I think I'm the opposite of you. I'm just like,
Funny thing is, he doesn't have to have all those things. This is 8 years ago.
Okay.
He doesn't have to have. He has to listen. I'm not gonna check off every.
So does he need to have like half of those things? Does he need to? Because here's the thing: are you putting yourself in a box?
Well, no. That's the whole point. The point is, I had the person that right when I wrote this list, and I put it out there because I wanted to get it off my chest. I'm like, yo, what do I want? And I wrote it all down. One of those times I just wrote everything down. Then I met somebody, and he checked off a lot of those boxes. Okay. A lot of those boxes were checked off. But the problem was I was never a priority.
Okay. I'm not being funny. It's going to sound like I'm being funny. Is that on your list?
I mean, now it is.
Okay.
I'm not
being funny. I was really just asking.
No, you're right. Now it is. I feel as though listen. Like I said, if a man's going to be a hustler, that means he's going to be busy, but he can't be too busy to. Can't be too busy to check in. Can't be too busy to call. Can't be too busy to this.
But if he's a hustler and he's a professional,
no, because you know what? No, Pearl. Let's Pearl. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. Let's not even do all of that. So here's the thing: we as women,
go ahead,
could be washing dishes, cooking dinner, taking care of the kids, answering the phone, doing all these other things, and still have time to do what we want to do. You have time to do what you want to do. And if you can't pick up the phone on any given day and say, hey.
Oh, you mean like you haven't spoken to that person all day? Is that what you're saying?
I'm thinking more of the... No. I'm not. I said, listen. I'm not a high maintenance person, right? When I mean that high maintenance, I don't need you to be up underneath my ass all day long. That is not what I need because that's not who I am, right? Mm-hmm. But for you to just text, "Hey," if that becomes an issue, a problem, too much for you, then I am way.
Oh, you mean like the simple? Okay, so
yes.
Let me paint.
That's what this individual was. The individual.
Wait. Let me paint a picture.
Yes, paint the picture.
So if you are with someone who is a professional and a hustler, so they check those boxes off, you are aware that they're working, their day may not be 9 to 5. That you're cool.
100%.
So waking up in the morning and calling or texting and like, good morning, baby, how are you? You're fine with that.
That's fine.
And what if there's nothing else for the rest of the day?
That's fine. That's fine.
But
That's
you want
fine.
the acknowledgement that I am a part of your thought process for the day.
That's it.
Okay.
Even if it's something that's as simple as, hey, Hey. Hey. It could be as simple as a heart. Red heart, boom, done.
Oh, it has to be a red heart.
It could be a blue heart, yellow heart, a heart, period. The point that I'm trying to make is that
with you.
I can't be with some. Listen, especially if I've outlined that in the beginning, because I outlined that in the beginning. Like, listen, my love languages are words of affirmation and what was the word? It was words of affirmation and quality time. Those are my two, right? So if you're busy, I understand that quality time is not going to be something that we're going to sit on the phone all day and we're going to be. I understand that, and not for nothing. I'm busy too. I have things to do as well. However, it don't take that much. All right, I've dated cops that be on the beat cops or detectives, and they were still able to call and say, "What's good, girl? You good? You all right? You ate today? All right."
Okay,
bet.
so let's pause for a second. Royal, you were giggling. You're taking notes. You put your head down. You sat back. What's going on?
What's up? What you thinking about, sis?
I'm a add, but Lynn was just going. I wanted her to get it out because she has a perspective, So go ahead, Royal. Sorry. Are you speechless?
What?
No. I'm trying to be respectful and mindful. And I'm.
You gotta be respectful. Listen.
Yeah. No, we gotta be respectful.
No, I gotta be respectful.
What I mean by that is say it.
Oh, say it.
Say it.
How about you do it? Put it in a question for me.
I ain't even gonna put it in a question. I'll say it. I just gotta. Y'all doing too much. So look, y'all doing way too much.
I didn't even say nothing yet. How am I doing too much?
Y'all just doing too much.
Do anything. I just say I don't even have no. Honestly, here's the difference. I really don't have real expectations.
You know how when you was younger and you didn't do nothing. But but your brother did it and everybody got it just because.
Yes, yeah. I got it. I'm online to get a spanking. I don't even know what I did. I got you.
Okay, so I was laughing for a couple of reasons. So let me go to Kim first.
Oh, go to Kim. Go ahead.
Let me go to Kim. First of all, Kim said no balding. Sweetheart, that's part of life. And anybody that's watching this show to this evening, let me explain something to y'all. Over the course of your life, you're going to go through some metamorphosis. What used to work, it ain't going to work. What used to be there, it's going to start thinning and going away. What was sexy to you, some of that sex appeal might wane a little bit. And I say that respectfully, but if you are truly in love with that person, you won't even notice it. The sex appeal has waned. It like if you're in that marriage or in that relationship for an extended period of time, you're not even gonna see the change.
Looks not forever changing. That's the other thing.
But girl, but people and that's why I put it in that context. If you are in it for superficial reasons, then as these progressive things start occurring, you're going to notice it. Mm-hmm. And you're going to be like,
they're all very surface level things.
Yeah. And then you're going to be like, yeah, you was that 2018 model. Shit, it's 2045. I need to upgrade. You understand? Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. That's Kim. No balding. Jesus Christ. Anyway, then she said she wants that man to be happy for her. Now, I agree. Your man, your partner should be happy for you. My question is, are you happy for them when it's their time?
Yeah.
We're gonna leave that right there because I promise you it ain't necessarily mutual. We're gonna keep it moving. Thank you, husband. My husband said preach. All right, let me keep going. Then she said that she wants her partner to be liked by her family and her
Yes.
friends. Let me explain something to y'all. That don't necessarily happen. And if all your family and all your friends like this man, you might want to be careful because you're about to have either a soul food episode where that girl, Vanessa Williams, said, fuck family because family fuck my husband. That's what you're about to get. Girl, Jesus on the cross. Let me keep rolling.
Let me call Jesus. Hold on.
And for anybody that watched the Mary J. Blige movies this past weekend, y'all saw, and I ain't trying to do a spoiler alert, but just know her friend. I'm gonna leave it there just in case somebody ain't seen the Mary J. Blige Strength of a Woman movie, but I'm gonna leave that right there. I ain't gonna tell you.
I put on my to-do so you don't say I don't watch enough shows.
Okay, it's a must watch, but again, your friend will get you. Keep letting everybody be happy. Want to be liked.
Come back.
Be liked. I'm reading it. Be liked by your family and friends.
But the thing about it is that's unrealistic to me because you don't control that.
You do not. And again, it's a warning sign. All right, but then, sweet Jesus. Then I got down here. Y'all kept talking about qualifications. Listen, Jesus. Okay,
I was trying to say better than expectations.
I understand, but let me paint a picture. Okay.
Well, there's a picture coming.
No, it's a good picture because I'm gonna piggyback off of what you and Miscommunication was describing. It's a job, right? You got a job application in front of you, right? And you got your requirements. You know, you got to have, and I'm using this as a job. On the job, you got to have this 4-year degree, or you got to have a high school diploma, whatever the requirements may entail, right? You got to have this, and this. Boom. Those are your non-negotiables. I got your Miscommunication. Okay, those are your requirements. Received it. But then on that job application, y'all know it's always some essential duties. It's what it's called. It says essential duties.
Wait, your duties are, but not limited to.
But not limited to.
Yeah.
Now, when I listen to you ladies and y'all talk about these qualifications, I take that and I'm looking at it as these essential duties. Okay. Now, what tends to happen is, and all of us are professionals, all of us have been on a job where we looked at somebody and said, how in the ham sandwich? And I'm looking over here for a reason, because like you see that new person come through. You're like, how in the ham sandwich did you even get this here job? And it's because of the fact that although they expressed that they could do a lot of these essentials, right? Essential duties. But the reality is they might not have been able to honestly check off some of those qualifications, and they might not have all that they need to have to master those essential duties. But there is something that is there that maybe you looking at this person don't see, but that hiring manager saw it. Now, I ain't getting into right, and I'm not getting into the family stuff because I know we got stuff that go on in our offices, where people be hiring who they know and that kind of thing. I ain't even right.
Yeah, but the thing with expectations is not having the expectations, because I've definitely met people who meet what looks like they have the expectation. They can't maintain it though.
But here's the thing. Oftentimes, women, I'm gonna use this job application y'all talking about. You got this application in front of you. You got these qualifications and essential duties, but out off the rip, instead of allowing that potential person to come in the door, you already shut them down because they don't check off this, and this, and the third.
And that's why I asked miscommunication. Do you think your expectations puts you in a box when it comes to dating because you're waiting to check these things off?
And I said, I
Yeah.
said, I don't have that problem because I've dated all, listen, I said all types of dudes, right? And they've had, some of them had all the things that I said, some of them had half the things I said, some of them had it's all about, but it's all about a feeling. So what, right? So I was dating you because I felt a certain way. I felt sometimes we have a tendency to date someone's potential. Potential. Oh, okay. Well, but maybe he doesn't eat mushrooms. That's fine. Okay, fine. Maybe he's not adventurous. Okay, that's fine. And like you start to say to yourself, what are the things that you can live without and the things you can't live without? I can't live without you being respectful. I can't.
I got you.
Live without that. I cannot live without you being honest.
I can't live with you stinking either. So.
I can't live without you being kind. Those are things that I can't live without. Now, again, are these things like, qualifications that those are like, there's a difference between having a whole bunch of lists and having things you could do without. Do you have to be 5'7"? No, because I'm quite sure if he's right, he ain't got to be 5'7".
So do you have deal breakers?
Yeah, but see my deal breakers have nothing to do with a physical thing. It's not a physical thing. I tell you, my deal breaker is honesty. If I can't trust you, I can't be with you. That's it. That's the deal. The trust one is the for me.
But that's a building thing. You don't just get trust.
No, it is a building thing. It is a building.
There's layers to this stuff, right?
100%.
Right.
100%.
So people say, I want to be able to trust you, right? Okay. Well, there's trust you with my money, trust you with my. There's layers to trust, right? Trust you does not mean that I can be vulnerable with you. Two different things. Right. So it's different levels of trust. Also, I think sometimes people say, I want him to be able to make me laugh. Well, you also want that person to be there when you're crying too. Because if all he could do is make you laugh when you're in those moments where you're emotional and they can't. So this is why I try not to do that, because I think I grew up in a household where my mother had checklists for of everybody. And we really had to drink something on that. You had to drink something.
I know. Because I know your mama, so I know your mother. So I'm like,
we had checklists. So if there was 12 things on that checklist, you might be lucky to get away with 10, but not likely. And I watched my mom miss out on opportunities to make friends, to be close to coworkers. I watched that. I mean, she was married already. But then even with my dad, just being very transparent with you, he checked off certain things. But there are also certain things that changed, and my mom was not okay with the fact that he didn't check those things off anymore. And I can see that even though no one cheated, no one got divorced, I could see that in their marriage. So the things on her checklist was so rigid. And I feel like oftentimes when I hear women talk about what they expect out of men, it's so rigid that we might miss out on that person that we need versus that we want. Because I'm going to let you know, what we want feels so good, but what we need, when you actually get it, it trumps all of that. What you need becomes what you want because it makes you feel so good. In that same breath, there's some suckers out here as far as men that are so lackluster in themselves to be a partner that you feel like, I don't even want to be bothered anymore to have an expectation. I'm just going to take what I can get, close my eyes for a little bit and pretend like it's what I want, and then move on. No commitment, no nothing. And it sounds funky, but there are a lot of women out there sleeping with men. They know they're not going to get anything deeper than that. They know it's not. But for that moment, he's Prince Charming. There's women out.
I don't think they think that he's Prince Charming. I think that sometimes women have a tendency to think that he's Mr. Right Now. He's Mr. Right Now. He's not. He is and the funny thing is, listen. I'll be honest. At this point, we're gonna be honest with life. I've been in that situation a many a times,
Mhm.
right? Where he's not, I know that we're not getting married. We're not gonna sit down and have to pick it. We're not doing none of that shit. We screwing and we doing that. That's where it's at. Is there gonna be
So
nothing?
do you do that? But is that because he didn't meet your expectations?
No, it's because listen,
Hmm.
I tend to deal with people who I can respect. I respect them. If I can't respect you, then if I can't trust you and I don't respect you, there's no purpose in this thing at all, right? But everyone as you get older and as I've gotten older, I know my heart and I know who I am. And I know that there are certain things that it's just not gonna work. It's just not gonna work. Right?
Mhm.
So because I know that, I have to I have to know what is my level of this. Okay, this is the level that I'm gonna go to. I'm not gonna go any further than this. I'm not gonna get myself all tied up emotionally and all them things there. But sometimes the rose is not gonna help me. Sometimes I'm gonna need, you know what I'm saying? It is, they serve a purpose at that point.
So I have a very real question. I'm not.
And I got a question too. Go ahead.
Okay, mine is probably less deep. Like yours probably gonna be all in depth. Mine's deep.
Probably maybe not.
Trust me, it's not.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So you have your expectations. You have your list, right? It's not a real list. It's kind of like, right?
Mhm.
Let's say you meet the person who checks off all of that. He smells good. He's professional. You know, whatever your new or updated one, but he does not sexually satisfy you. Is your list irrelevant now? Are your expectations not as important as the fact that you're not sexually satisfied? You don't have to answer now. Let Royal see, because you look like you got process. So process. Let Royal answer. I'm being honest because real quick, I asked that question because I know someone who got everything that she said she wanted on the list. He looked good. He smelled good. He had 6 figures. He had it all. And that thing was whack. Whack. Like, are you in there? Are you done? What's happening? Yeah. Where my girl at? Hold on. You got the call. Skill.
I'm so sorry. Hey, my time might be off.
Hey, girly.
Listen, I'm in Mexico, so my time might be off.
I
I'm
didn't
so
know you was
sorry.
in Mexico. No, girl, you got to get off of that.
I'm so sorry.
Go have
Hey,
a tequila for me. No,
Hey.
you're in Mexico. You better go back. Go have some tequila for me.
No, it's so clearly I already have.
Oh yes, honey. Have some tequila for me.
Yes,
Well,
hey.
you caught us on this part, okay?
Okay, good. Okay.
So let me give you a summary. So we listened to Kim Kardashian's list of all the things that she wanted in a man. Miscommunication gave us a list of, was it like 41 things?
Yeah, but it's an old list.
It's an old list.
It's an
Not
8-year-old
41
list.
things. Okay.
41
Oh,
things.
41.
Can you share those with me? Because I might need to add to my list. Mine ain't that long.
Okay, see? All right, we're gonna come back to you. And
Okay.
then my question was, what if you meet a man who has all the things that you want on your list, or a woman? I know it's 2023. A man or woman, all the things you want on your list, but sexually, it's not there. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
see.
ooh.
That's good.
So that's we're gonna leave that on the table for us to process.
Okay.
And then Royal had a question. Go ahead, Royal.
My question is, ladies, do you feel like you're wasting your time?
Ooh,
Yes.
what you mean
And
by
what
that?
I and what I and,
What you
and,
mean by that?
and what I am, I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that is like I'm listening, and me myself, I don't have time to waste
Mm-hmm.
at all. I really don't. And so, with that being said, if I'm spending time with you, and all I'm getting is whatever it is that I'm getting from you, but that's not what it is that I want, then therefore I am wasting my valuable time for what purpose? What
Right.
am I actually benefiting
Right.
through this whole experience? And so that's why I'm asking the question, like during this season of you know, meeting people, and I know disrespect because that's not where I'm coming from, but unless you have truly invested time to get to know this person, and I don't, and clarification for audience, when I say invest time, I don't mean 30 days. That ain't enough time to know your damn dog. What I'm saying is, because he will nip you. What I'm saying, he will. What I'm saying is, truly invest time in another individual to know whether or not this is actually going to go beyond. But again, if we're getting into a relationship, if we're dating, and one of those check boxes has to do with sex, it ain't going nowhere, ladies. Y'all wasting your time.
Well,
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but I'm saying what I'm saying.
Are we wasting our time?
Yeah, that's the question.
The three people who are not 20 years invested in a marriage, right? Okay. I'll start. So one, sometimes I think we are hear what I'm saying. Sometimes I do think we are wasting our time because we get so caught up in the good sex that we start wavering on some of those aspects. Come on, don't give me that look, miscommunication, because I don't know. I'm giving you one eye.
I mean, like, go ahead.
If they touch the right part, and I'm just being honest, this is why I'm not saying sex isn't good, but it can cloud your judgment.
It can. Especially if it's bomb.
It can.
Maybe. Yes.
Come on, you wake up singing, you be like, it's okay. He's not working today.
You think it's not what it is because no.
It doesn't mean you're weak. It happens to men as well. I'm just saying it happens. That's the bad part, right? For me personally, and this is gonna sound real shallow of me, in the first few weeks, I'm kind of like, yeah, no. Because they may not be good, but there's just certain energies that should be present in the beginning. Okay. Being 100 with you, day 4, if you're talking about, forgive me, hopefully everyone here is over 18, sucking all parts of my body and flipping me, and I'm gonna put my mouth on you, it turns me off. Because why are we, like when you're with someone long term, your stuff might stop working. You know what I mean? So what happens then? I'm not saying I don't like that. I love it, touch it, suck it, flip it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if that's what you're leading with, then it doesn't matter what my expectations are. You're already telling me this is what I'm leading with.
So that's the thing. When sex is the foundation of the relationship, that will always cause a problem.
Yeah.
I think that is where the problem is.
Yeah.
The problem is
the thing is sex is important.
No, it is.
Be the foundation.
Now that's the point.
If it's bad, now first of all, as a sexuality coach, we're gonna get it right. Okay, I'm gonna try first. We're gonna be I'm gonna be flexible, and I'm gonna say, hey babe, no, I like it like this. If we can adjust, if we can,
in some cases you can teach someone what works for you.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay. So
it might be bad, they're bad. Yeah.
They may not have had the same experience as you, and they may not know what to do with it when they get it.
Yeah, and that's okay because your body works different than everyone's body. But the expectation, see, now I can say this: the expectation for me is that you're not leading with sex,
right?
Everything animals.
But there are women and men that do not realize that you're leading with sex. I'm just kidding.
We kind of always.
I don't think people acknowledge.
When I say lead with sex, meaning
that's all they have to offer.
No, honestly, y'all, for real. Within the first couple dates, I'm gonna just say
dates, not days. There's two different dates.
We're going out, getting to know each other within, me personally, just because of what I do professionally, I'm gonna need to know where your head at, and I'm gonna ask questions. We're gonna talk about it. There's gonna be an open conversation. But it's one thing to talk about it.
That's what I'm saying.
Do it, and then not like it.
and that's what I'm saying. Like there are people who may not realize that they are leading with sex. There's nothing wrong with having that open dialogue. Madam Pleasure Plug, you're absolutely right. that does need to be a topic of conversation. It really does. But when after a few days,
That's
after
all there is.
I mean,
like,
no.
gotta be-
After a few dates, you get it in. And I ain't judging nobody because I'm freakalicious.
Get it.
So please understand. No, I'm being
Get it.
serious
Get
because
it.
I don't want nobody to be like, well, look at her. She up there being holier than now. And I know she was a hoe back in the day. Yes, I was. No, I'm being dead serious.
That's who you were. That's not who you are.
I said that's what I said. Back in the day, I sure was.
Reformed. I understand. Yes.
But what I'm saying is, because I'm not getting on a high horse, what I'm saying though is after a few dates and you get it in, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, right? Because we've already covered on that, right? The effects of good, bad, and indifferent. But what I'm saying is, if that when that happens, not if it happens, when that happens,
No, stop.
and you don't allow the relationship to continue to grow. And what I mean by that is conversations may not have a whole lot of substance to it, but you're still having conversations. You're going along the whole dating process as normal. You may not realize that you are truly leading this relationship with sex until you get to this impasse and you like,
what you're saying.
and then
Like,
you're
the
like, well, wait a
rhythm
minute.
is there, right?
Right.
The rhythm is
What does it
there.
look like to lead? Okay, tell me what it looks like to lead with sex. What does that look like? Like always
I got you.
topic of conversation or like sliding it in
Is
there?
it really a conversation, or is
It's
it
not
like
even a conversation.
all we're doing is
it just happens because it's,
Like-
Like
it just
I don't know.
happens.
They do
Because
like
because it's,
they touch on
if
you.
it comes up in a conversation like, well, I like doing this and I like doing that, is that leading with sex, or is that like how?
No.
Like if
Because
you,
well, how did we get into that though? Like how did we get into what you like? Why are we talking about that? You know what I mean? Like
maybe
that's
you
what I
feel
think.
it's important. Like someone who's into BDSM needs to say that early.
Well, I don't think that's what
Well-
she's even talking about in terms of leading with sex. What she's saying is, I think, is like when the entire foundation of the way you guys
Conversation is about
not conversation, not even conversation. The whole
That is a
entire reason
conversation.
why you guys are even in each other's
Like we
cipher
have
is because of
breakfast
sex.
and then it's sex.
That's
then I
it.
see you tomorrow. I was like, I just need to borrow this pen and we have sex. Is that what you said?
Well, it's like no, it's
Oh, you
more
mean like the
and
action of it? Like
what
how-
she
like,
said. Okay, so
doing
let me wait. I got you.
Go
I got
ahead.
you. I got you, Royal. What it is that it's like if a person, if all they have to offer you and all they are about is the actual is sex in general, and that's what they're trying to base this new found relationship on. There's nothing else. There's
What kind of
there's
relationship?
nothing else. They have nothing else to offer. That's where the issue. That's
That's
where
a situationship.
No. So what I'm saying is, okay, I can't even think, but I'm gonna try and think of somebody.
okay.
So no, I'm serious. So what I'm saying is, I'm in a relationship with someone, right? We kicking it. Everything is Gucci. Like it, love it, gotta have it. Like just, and I ain't even talking about sex. I'm talking about the person. Like we're just gelling, right? We're good. After a few dates, we get it in. Okay, it was nice. All right. Okay. And we're still going through. We're still having conversation. We still getting it in. But maybe after about 6 months, well, no, I'm being serious. After about
you are. Go ahead.
after about 6 months, I'm gonna go back to the opening example. We talked about the qualifications in this job application that y'all in the corners got going on.
Oh, why
Okay.
we in the corner? No, I'm
So-
messing with you. I'm messing. Go ahead.
So at this point, I might, he and I may have a disagreement, something stupid and minor. And in that moment, I might be sitting on the bed and because this is what women do. As soon as some shit go left, we start thinking. That's when you start thinking. So then you're sitting on the bed and you start thinking, and you're like, oh, he makes me sick, and da. Now all of a sudden he make you fucking sick. He won't making you sick earlier, but now he's making you sick.
Because he's putting it down.
but my point is, you didn't realize that you was leading with sex, and now here we are at this
Oh, I see
impasse.
what you're saying.
And now here we are at this impasse, and it's like, let me reevaluate what it is that I really want or expect out of a relationship. And in that moment, some may realize, oh well, shit, all we got is sex in common.
Mhm.
But initially in the beginning, you didn't realize that you was leading with sex, because everything was just gelling with Magellan. That's what I'm saying. Like,
So,
it's
how do
like
you
sometimes
filter
you
that
don't even.
expectation? How do you filter that expectation of this relationship's not based on sex? Do you hold out? Do you not have sex? Do you put a time? Do you go, we're not gonna have sex for the first 3 months?
No, what you do is you constantly check in with yourself, and you constantly check in with the person that you're with. And when I say check in, I don't mean like ask them, are you okay?
Like
Are
a
you
pulse
good?
check, like a pulse check.
Literally a pulse check. Like, and sit down and have genuine conversation. It could be a dinner date. That's the best time to have these kind of conversations.
You're right. If I didn't give you any more coochie, would you still be here? Yes or no? Like, what do you say?
You never had sex again. Would you still be around?
If my vagina fell off, would you still love me?
And I mean, and even deeper than that, because see that again, that's leading with sex.
I think what I hear you saying is, when you get to that point where you're like, okay, so we're physically active or physically together as well,
Right.
right? You need to like have those moments where you're like,
do a litmus check. Like, where are we in this moment? In this very moment, this very space, where do you see you and I? Like, where are we? Are we still friends? Are we friends with benefits? Are we truly booed up at this point?
Wouldn't that be the expectation that we are
No.
constantly
It would not be the
communicating?
expectation.
Oh no, we go together. We go to, if I gave it up, we doing it. We together. We together. Ain't no questions asked. It's a conversation. Hey,
I'm
hey, what
sorry.
you gonna do next?
Kind of leaning with her, like
No, but you see, but everybody, I respect that, man. A plug, I do, and same thing with you, Black Pearl. But everybody isn't set on that same foundation. Everybody
and I used not to be, so I get it, because I was like, my situationship. I didn't want a relationship. I wanted just the sex. We were good. I was good with that. We was on the same page. We were here, sir. You ain't gotta take me out. You ain't gotta open my door. You ain't gotta smack my ass. Well, we out. We ain't gotta do nothing together besides this.
Right.
Yeah, but you communicated that, right?
Different, right? That was the page we were both on.
Mm-hmm.
It was an agreement. Mm-hmm. I was okay with it.
Yes,
and that's what I'm saying.
So
I think that's my issue with expectations. So, okay, because that's our point, right?
Yep.
My issue with expectations is so many times when we're talking about what people expect, nothing is truly being communicated.
That's what I'm saying.
We're not talking.
We're not talking.
That is in the problem.
Or we're talking, and I do this. We're talking, so things are coming out, but we're not talking. Like
that's
we're
right.
talking, but there's no. Listen, you can talk and there be no communication.
Correct. That's what
a bunch of words could be coming out, but yes, no, like that. I mean, that's
true. That's real.
You could be talking to somebody and saying a whole bunch of words, and nobody's. First of all, no one's listening.
Right.
Again, it's also about, you could be speaking two different languages. Like you just just now we were talking and we trying to figure out she's speaking plain English. Royal is speaking plain English. I'm like, for some strange reason, the three of us couldn't figure out what the hell she was talking about.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But that's because although she was saying words and we listening to her, we trying to figure out. But that's the thing. The key to any situation like that, and I must say, our last time we had the show with the guys on it, I tell you, D-Rod the Poet said the problem is the communication part.
Right.
Because you can have as many expectations as you want, but if you're not communicating to the person that's sitting next to you and the person that you're trying to be in a relationship with, that's why you got a problem.
Well, a lot of us think communication is just what we say. It is how the person we're talking to receives it. It's not our responsibility, but someone has to be receiving what you're saying. Otherwise, you'll be talking to yourself all the time.
Non-verbal communication is also a thing. I've actually had a thing where I'm sitting next to someone. They go, "You okay?" And I'm like, I'm fine. And like,
But-
something ain't right because I didn't say anything,
Yeah.
but I might have.
And I've said that to you
Or,
too. I've said that to you too. But that's just like I was telling someone, I was like, in New York, we say you're good for like 6 or 7 things, but you need that nonverbal communication for them to understand. Because I could be on a train and you stand and be like, you good? You
Right.
know? And then I'm not really asking if you're good. I'm asking if you want your ass whooped because you keep staring at me.
Yes.
No, I'm serious too.
But it's also, you can also say, you good? You
Yeah.
good, girl? You good?
Right.
Yeah.
It's
So
all
that-
about what you are trying to communicate to the person that you're
Yeah.
talking to.
So
Right?
I say that to say with the sex thing, I think for me personally, I'm usually like, look, I want my man to show me that he wants me. I need that,
It
right?
needs to be desired.
That I'm desired.
Desired.
That I make your little thing go, ooh, she's here.
Right. Right.
But I communicate. No, I'm serious, but I communicate that because some men are like, nah, I want you to make the first move. So I literally open my mouth and say stuff like that, right? I only say stuff like that when I'm ready for you to show me that you want me. If I'm like, nah, we're not doing it, I'm like, nah, son, I'm not.
I like that. Well, I got a question for y'all since you said that. How do y'all feel about making the first move? Because I've had a guy in my business, y'all know what I do.
Yeah.
Talking to me about like women not making the first move enough. Like it's being a thing. I'm like, well, look, I'm doing no problem, but it's I'm an anomaly or whatever.
Not really.
I know.
Most of the women I know make the first move. They are like,
Yeah, like I
jump
want
on
it. Hey, drop them draws. What's up?
But-
Like
pull it out. Let me see what it look like.
Look,
I've
hey,
been around friends
okay.
who do that. Like you talking a lot of junk. Pull it out. Let me see. And I'm like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
leaving the room. Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
yeah. Like give him that look across the room. Hey, you ready to go or whatever? Let's
Did you just do this? You ready to go?
You ready to go or whatever? I'm ready to
But
go.
again, like I said, I communicate that because I also know sometimes you need to say things and stop assuming, oh, I did this because I've done this in my past. I did this and it meant this. So why didn't he do that? And
But
he's
it's-
like,
I think they like to know we wanted to.
yeah.
It goes, but that goes into expectations again. Like we're still talking about the same topic, which is good. Because to your point, Madam Pleasure Plug, tell your friend that your sister friend over here said, unfortunately, women don't know what they want. Okay. And that's just real. We don't know. A lot of us ain't gonna say.
And we make our decision based on how we feel.
But we don't know what we want. And so what happens is this whole cat and mouse game, because we'll say, well, we want you to make the first move. But then the dude, as soon as he make the first move, but damn, wait a minute, you're moving too fast.
Right.
So what the hell do you want? Do
Right.
you want me to move or do you want me to sit still?
But that's because some women, not all, because I can't scoop them all up.
I can't scoop them all up.
Literally
Right.
based what they feel on what they. So today I want you to make the first move, but next week I'm having an attitude or I didn't have a good day at work, so now I'm like, what you doing? Get up off me.
A man nor a woman is a freaking mind reader. Let me explain that if you don't understand. If I had a crystal ball and I could read people's minds, I would be a true millionaire. Girl, you better speak.
Girl, you would be busy because there'd be people who change their mind so much you'd be looking at that daggone crystal ball all the time.
Yeah,
but that's the point of humanization. That's the point of humans. Humans are not we're not monolithic. We're all different, right? And you sometimes, like you said, what itch you need to be scratched today may not be the itch that you need to be scratched tomorrow. But
to me, that's inconsistent.
But you can't be mad.
Exactly. Like, to me, an expectation is definitely consistency. Like, be consistent,
Correct.
and it's okay. We all have days, so have your moment, right? Have your moment,
and
but
shake it off.
Consistently should it should be consistently you every time.
But that's why I said the communication is important.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And that's why I think I kind of say I don't have expectations because each person also draws out a different version of you.
Yes.
That is something I'm learning. Like, okay, I expect this from this person, but then when I'm with this person, they already show me a side of them that I don't need that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I don't need that because they're showing me that, right?
Yep.
Like, so that's why I said it's a constant communication. And I have been in situations where a man has said, do you have to talk about everything? I was like, I'm not talking about how I'm washing the dishes. I'm talking about stuff for you to understand, so you're not guessing what's coming across my mind. My expectation is that you're constantly thirsty for what is on my mind, as I am constantly thirsty for what's on your mind concerning our relationship.
Right.
Because things change so much.
Yes,
you know what I mean? And it's not like I want to know where you've been, who you've been with, nothing like that. Just like, hey, today I had a bad day and you were the person that I was like, I need to call to talk to make it better. Reassures me that I'm still that support system that you want. Just like saying, hey, I want to know that you want me is to say, don't wait for me, bruh. Come on through. Come on through.
I don't wait for me. But I think that there's been so many. I think that with another issue that we have in these relationships is that you don't find someone who's never been in a relationship. You usually find people who've been in some sort of thing, so they carry whatever it was that they had before. We don't wipe the entire board clean, and we are not scarless and baggage-less and all them things lists. We have things that as people we've gone through, and we carry those things with us, right?
Yeah, but some of us carry more of it than others.
100%. Some of us will carry more because some of us don't put certain things down. So we continue to have that backpack and carry it, and we keep it. And then the next thing you got a hiker's backpack, and next thing you know, you got your whole house on like a snail. But the point that's really important is that we have to also meet people where they are. So if you are dealing with someone who is XYZZYX, because I know that's what happened with me. What happens with me is that sometimes you'll meet somebody and they're like, well, why are you like this? Do you really want to know why I'm like this? Or are you saying this so you could start a situation? There's different ways that this thing goes down. So we have to know that men are different, women are different, we're all different. We're different. We're people, right?
Yeah.
We are different.
No matter how much we have in common, we're different people.
We're different. So you might, as much as you say you want him to tell you, hey, I want you, I want to jump on a man might say,
I don't mean say, hey, I want to.
No, but you know what I mean. I'm not trying. I'm making it simple. I'm simplifying it.
Don't be like, hey, you finished with your drink because I want you. No, do that.
No.
Listen, I've done that. Hey, babe, you finish eating because I'm ready. You ready to go to bed?
Right.
You ready?
You don't even gotta go to bed. Just don't do it.
But that's the pleasure plug. It works for who it works for.
Yeah.
Like
I think it depends on the person and your connection.
Yeah, it depends. Like some, I'll come to your house and I'll just have on the lingerie and I just.
Oh yes.
And it's like,
I go with a trench coat and nothing but lingerie.
That
message is clear. I ain't gotta say shit.
I told
you still communicating.
That's
right. The expectation is that when I show you all of this, you're gonna be like, it's ready. But that's an expectation. You don't want him or her, whatever your preference is, to open the door and you're in this trench coat, you open it up and he'd be like, I gotta go to work early. That's not your expectation.
Yeah.
No, but even that is like I told somebody straight up, they were like, oh, because something, so I said, I ain't come over here for that. I didn't come here for that.
See?
That's not what I came in for.
Right. I've had it go tell me, come on over in your pajamas. Say less.
Yeah.
Say less. I had that trench coat on real fast.
Yeah, real fast.
So, I mean, it just depends on where. I think it depends on where you're at and what, like you guys were saying, the expectation. You have to do that up front. It's very important. You do it up, like later on in there. You're just getting to know each other. You're evolving individually and together.
Right.
But I think it's important to have those boundaries set. Communicate what you need from a person up front when you're dating. It's so important because, like you said, you can waste your time. Or I don't want to waste my time. Right, doctor? Look, lady, doctor.
You fine?
I don't want to waste my time. I'm at this big age.
At this big age,
I have the luxury.
Y'all got big age. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Hey, this big age. I don't want it all. I don't want it all.
We don't have the luxury of wasting time. So I'm not going to do it. Some people do. They just sit there in the rocking chair for a little while until they realize, okay, this ain't working. But for me in my house, okay.
You should take us to church for me in my house.
No, but it's not.
We setting expectations up front. So Yeah.
And
So
then a
we're
closed mouth
almost-
don't get fed, right? So you gotta
Fact.
open your mouth.
But you
That's
have
right.
to know in order to open your mouth. How
That's
you
right.
don't know if you ain't explored things yet or explored
Well,
yourself.
here's the other thing with expectations, and then
You
we're
said
at
it.
the hour mark. Here's the other thing with expectations. I think there's a false sense of expectation when you don't even know who you are.
Yep.
Right. So you don't know what to communicate you expect. You just say what sounds
Yeah.
good. And the problem with that is a lot of times we're setting those expectations. We can't even meet them ourselves.
100%.
I was about. Yep.
100%.
Say
So
that.
I think it's a whole thing. So I'll give my part first and y'all could go because I'm already running my mouth.
You're fine.
I think the answer is, for me, I don't have this set in a box. And again, I'm just using this example because I know miscommunication says from 8 years list of expectations. I do have certain
8 years ago.
That's what I said.
Anyway.
Did I say 8 years ago? I just said from 8 years ago. I think the thing for me is there are deal breakers. And those are things that I expect. It's the same thing I expect from my kids as far as like moral compass, things like that. It's not just this unrealistic, you got to be this tall, this dark, this light, this bright, this, that. It's not that. But my expectation is if I am actively communicating with you, that you're actively communicating with me so we can build on those things that you have in your mind that we will be together. That's literally how I set expectations. But sitting here and expecting, and a lot of times just assuming ends up with so much disappointment that even if it could be good, we spend so much time trying to mind read that we get nada out of it but the disappointment. So for me, expect to communicate your ever-changing human evolving self to the person that you want to invest in and not waste your time with on what makes you happy in the moment, in the hour, in the year, in the whatever, because it does change. That's me on expectation.
Because we change, right? As people, we evolve constantly. If you're not evolving, you're dying.
Yeah,
So if you can't grow with a person, what's the point? So that's an expectation for me. I got to be able to grow with you as well as grow with myself.
You must have known I was coming to you next, Pleasure.
Oh, my bad. What's my turn? No, I think that I really do think that you should be able to grow with the person as well as grow individually and then grow as a unit. Like we should be able to do that. And if we can't, I can't with you. Also, you should see me in your future. If you don't, I do not have the time. If you ain't talking about, oh, well, I want, this, that, and the other, I see you as this. You don't see me as nothing. Don't even worry about it. Don't waste my time. Because again, at this big age, we don't have it to waste.
That's
and
right.
the mindset has to be there. Like if you're not emotionally intelligent, if you don't know yourself and know your worth, don't come to me. Because I can't, I'm not babying you. I'm not raising you. I'm not doing none of that. I'm just here to be your partner in crime. And we gonna be lit together. That's it. But I'm not gonna, I'll build you up and I'll hold you down. But other than that, yeah, no. So yeah,
it's the way you said, yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
No for me.
All right. What about you, miscommunication?
I'm glad that we had this topic came up because the self-reflection is always a great thing, right?
Oh,
to
absolutely.
actually sit back and actually say, you know what do I want? But like I said, I feel as though the qualifications are very important. You know what I'm saying? And I feel as though what I like may not like me, and I'm okay, and I'm okay with that too.
Say that.
That's the real.
good.
That's real. Let's be.
That is real.
That's really realistic. What I might want may not want me, or what I find may not find me to be the person that they need to be with.
Ooh.
That's happened on several occasions as well. And that right there is a part of being a freaking adult.
Yeah.
Knowing when it's not gonna work and not being and walking away without being mad or bitter. See, that's the other thing. That part takes a while. That part is harder to do than just me saying it because you go, oh, wasted all my time and my energy and my blah blah. Listen, I always say I don't waste time. I spend time wisely or unwisely. And that's all it comes down to. It's how do you spend your time? Right?
You said I'm gonna end strong.
No, because you can't. Because at the end of the day, time is one commodity you can never get back.
Facts.
You can spend money and get money back, But you can't, once you spend time, once you use your time unwisely, you will never get that back. But here's the thing, as an adult, you got to be able to say it's okay. Because one thing I learned as time has gone on is that every day is a gift. So, because it's a gift, and I wake up every morning and God said, you wake up this morning, you good? I'm going to use that, and I'm not going to walk around being so bitter and pissed off at everything. Because John might have just saved my life by not being the man that I thought he was.
You girl, come on.
John could have just saved my life.
Oh, John.
All right, John.
Thanks, John.
Right? No, but like in real life, it's like, if you really think about it, all the relationships you've been in, aren't you happy when I mean, you might be hurt by the situation, but damn it, God saved you.
Yes.
From being in a situation where you lost yourself.
Absolutely, because you watch someone else going through and you're like, oh, Lord.
You're like, damn, I'm glad I wasn't in that situation. So that's my thing. My thing now is at this age where I'm at
this big age.
No, I'm not wasting time. No, I'm not bitter. Yes, it's frustrating sometimes, but you know what? I know that with you can only have a testimony with a test. So,
yep. And it's fun that you said, I'm gonna add this, then Royal could get her part. I think this is why intentionally every day I say my affirmation that I'm living in purpose, on purpose, because everything contributes. Everything is a part of what is making me
whatever it is,
whatever
it is leading you to where you need
as
to
a
be.
Friend, as a mother, as a partner, as a whatever it is
leading you where
I'm
you
just
need
like,
to go.
thanks.
Yep.
Thanks all the way through. So yeah,
Yep.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. All right, Royal, come on, girl.
Bring it on home.
So the last thing that I will say for this evening is to not be afraid of the word expectation. Expectation simply means the process of considering your external perceptions for what you want to happen or what you want to manifest. So when you consider your expectations, you are either going to have high expectations, mediocrity expectations, but just the same, those are your external perception that you have set forth when it comes to dating. So make sure that your expectations are realistic and time bound. We always talk about SMART goals. They have to be very specific, measurable,
Smart
attainable.
girls.
Yep. Realistic and time bound. So when you take that into consideration, don't be afraid of the word expectation. Break that word down by its lovely parts, suffix and prefix, and consider that root word, and you'll understand expectation is not a word to be afraid of, because you are the one that's setting it. And again, it's using your SMART goals. You will allow things to make themselves manifest in its due time. Now, with that being said, understand that if you don't plan, you will plan to fail. And that's all that I have to say this evening. God bless and good night.
Well, I told you I was putting the doctor last. The doctor's like, and take that mic. I'm not dropping it. You take it. Well, so we've reached the hour. I definitely want to thank the Experience fam for joining us. I want to let you guys know that we will not be back until August. We are going to take a little summer break. We'll share our summer pictures with you guys, though. But we're going to take a little summer break. So you won't see us in July. But please feel free to catch up on old episodes, interact on our Facebook page. And we're going to come back with a lot of great content that we'd love to hear your opinion on and get your to jump in on the conversation. So from our Experience family to yours, we want to thank you for joining us tonight and joining the Experience, where I'm sure everyone has subscribed and hit the notification buttons on YouTube and Facebook. We want to thank you for joining the Experience, where the experience is always good. Have a great one, guys. Peace.